Well, hello, good morning, listeners. Welcome back to the episode 6 of Much Ado About Nothing, or Man Naval as I call it. Today is 14th October, and we are recording the topic of mindfulness, a very relevant and an issue that has come up post COVID a bit more mental health and mental wellness related to the mindfulness as a topic. Today we'll focus a bit about how we can help be more mindful in our surroundings in our daily life, and a little bit of tips and tricks on how a person can take proactive measures to protect their mental health. As you know, this podcast gets recorded in Mumbai, a city that's always moving, but it has also taught me the value of stillness. Mindfulness isn't about finding silence, it's about finding yourself in the noise. The lack of personal self and the lack of identity and individuality is what scares people. And when they are in the flow, mindfulness takes a back seat. Very simple thing, the rhythm of dabbawalas delivering lunchboxes with precision, or be it the chaos of Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus Station in the rush hour, or a peaceful moment when you are sipping chai and the raindrops are pattering away. All these three events or all these three examples may be poles apart, but mindfulness can be cultivated in each of these moments. It's not about stopping the world, it's about embracing it one mindful moment at a time. And mindfulness isn't very foreign or complex. It's not a very new term that has come in that we should start adopting. It's a pause that we take when we hear a temple bell or watch the sunset. Sometimes that movement kind of overwhelms you. You are that pause, that silence comes naturally to people. So if you are watching a majestic lion in a safari, and most of people will start clicking photos, but when you are overawed by the beauty and the majesty of that lion, that's when you are one with the nature. You're looking at the lion awestruck. Or if you see a giant piece of engineering creation, be like a big NASA rocket, and you would just stand in awe. That's where you know that these are the moments when mindfulness comes naturally to you. You don't. There are there aren't a lot of thoughts that come to your mind. It's just you being yourself in the moment and appreciating the beauty and the majesty around you. While we do that in an awesome moment or in a great moment, that may not come on a call. You may not be able to summon someone to be mindful immediately. It is a practice that needs to be cultivated. The view or the of distance things, or the grandeur of things around you, kind of gives you a view of the larger purpose of life or the larger purpose of your existence. And then that kind of calms you down. In this episode of Much Ado About Nothing, we explore that power and the practice of mindfulness in our daily lives. We navigate a world that constantly demands our attention. It's easy to lose sight of the present moment because there are a lot of apps and notifications coming in, pressures from work, from family, from social circles, from all the places, and then you have to also take care of your health. So that kind of drains your attention, and we lose sight of the most precious thing that we have, which is now. The beauty of present. We exist. We are making a difference. We are fortunate for our existence. That is why it matters. Let's try to incorporate it into our everyday routines and try to find peace and clarity amidst the chaos. So, what is mindfulness, if I may ask or if I may tell? It's a very simple and a profound practice, simple yet profound practice of being fully aware and present in the moment. So, how will you be fully aware of things that surround you, of the amount of effort that has gone in making all these things come together for you? For me, it's like when I go to these big corporate events, uh, in the large enterprises I have worked at, there are like so many dignitaries coming in, guests coming in, sales representatives trying to bring their clients, make them meet the leaders and whatnot, and catering and people at the stage. They are the backstage staff. Everyone is working. There's so much hullabaloo and chaos and activity and energy around, that in that moment it's very easy for someone to get overwhelmed by the energy and activity and entropy. That's where sometimes I just take a step back and understand how much effort has gone in, right from simply booking the place, arranging people's availability, all the logistics, the money behind it, the preparing of the agenda. Someone will record it, someone will call their management, someone will ensure that they're followed up, someone will ensure that the food is good, someone will so with clockwork precision. They are like marching armies of ants. Everyone is marching with precision to make a successful event happen, isn't it? So that itself is a great, if I say leveler, or that itself is a great way to understand that you can be mindful, so that if there's a little bit something that doesn't go as expected, you'll not get too much annoyed, because you will see the larger picture that everyone is trying their best and yet something wrong happen. That's very essential, isn't it? So that is mindfulness, kind of example of mindfulness. It's a simple yet profound practice of being aware and present in the moment. The science behind mindfulness. How does the mindfulness affect our brain? It kind of reduces our stress. One is definitely you don't get overwhelmed. You are aware of your surroundings and everything. It kind of enhances your emotional well-being also. Because the moment you see the larger picture and your role in it, it doesn't put a lot of burden on you, because most of us become very self-centric in our views, very egocentric. We feel that the world revolves around us, or that's one way of looking at things. The other way is that we feel that we have to perform a lot of things to ensure that everything goes perfect. No. The important thing is you perform a very small task which is assigned to you right now. You do it well. Then you move to the next task. Because that's what humans can do, right? We may think that we are doing multitasking, we are able to put our attention across multiple tasks and do a lot of activities together. That may not be true. That may not help us bring our best selves to work. So it's very essential, but also it's very essential to prioritize which tasks to do, when to do, how to do. But then we put your best in the one thing, you finish it, you deliver it, and then you move to the next thing, right? That will ensure that you are in control of your performance, you are in control of your mental well-being, because you are satisfied with what you have done, and then it will reduce stress because you have done what you could do. As they say, right? Do your best, leave the rest. That's how mindfulness affects our brain. Practicing this kind of mindfulness can lead to improved focus, better relationships, both at work and at home, and mental clarity of your purpose in life, in work, and in the larger scheme of universe and things. That what you want to achieve and how you're trying to achieve it, and whether you have done up to the standards that you hold yourself for. Right? There's a very popular poem called The Man in the Mirror. You should always be answerable to the man in the mirror, because that man or that person or that face will hold you accountable. You can't lie to yourself, you can lie to everyone else. So that was all about science behind mindfulness. So how can you incorporate mindfulness into our busy lives? Even when you are short on time, there are some very practical ways to incorporate mindfulness. Create some mindfulness moments. Start with very small moments. When you feel that now I'm going to be mindful, so that you can control a bit of your brain. I know your phone might ring and suddenly you can't be mindful, but if your phone doesn't ring at that time, then be mindful. If you are eating, if you are working, if you are walking. Some people may call, hey, he's zoned out or she's zoned out, or she is in the zone. When someone is focusing on their work, reducing distractions, that's very essential. So that's how you can start. That's how you can begin incorporating mindfulness into your busy life. Reduce distractions, turn off notifications for a small amount of time, focus, and then get back to work. Right? That will also help you become more confident, because then you will feel that you have a little bit of control over yourself and your surroundings for a little moment of time. Then next topic is mindfulness and tech. So how can we practice mindfulness in a tech-driven world? One is, if you remember a couple of episodes ago, we talked about taking time out from work, maybe once in a year, or at least putting your phone away during the weekends or in the evenings. I'll call that digital mindfulness. It might not be possible if you are a fireman, or if you are an emergency response provider. If you are like you get it, right? If you are a emergency doctor or a nurse or a fire or a police, you can't turn your phone off, you can't turn your emergency number off. But most of us are not emergency response providers. Our managers, our leaders, our family members may feel that responding to their request immediately is the most important thing in the world. And if you don't do so, you are not setting a good example. That may not be true. You can practice digital mindfulness. You can choose to engage with people around you. If you are doing something, you can choose to focus on that work, that task, that activity. If you are playing chess, you are playing badminton, you are going for a run, if you are reading a book, you can choose to focus there. Keep your phone away, keep your distractions and notifications away for a little while, and just observe what you do. If you are in the nature, observe the world around you. That's the way of reclaiming your life back, reclaiming your time back. Because if your senses are always overloaded, then you won't be able to reclaim your time back. You're always working to reclaim that, to trying to reduce the load on your senses. I'm reminded of an ad of a SUV that used to say, reclaim your life. Unfortunately, if you are driving to a far place from the city for a weekend, the traffic itself will cause a lot of sensory overload. Your eyes will always be scanning the traffic, and there are no driverless cars right now. So you will be so mentally exhausted and physically tired by the time you reach far away place in your SUV that you won't have the energy to enjoy that weekend and then come back to start working again on a Monday. So reducing sensory overload is a key factor here. Power of breath. Very essential to be mindful of how you breathe. It helps you to calm your mind and ground yourself in the present. It helps to reduce your anxiety. Focus on breathing calmly. Focus on breathing as you breathe. Take deep breaths. It will help you to be in the moment. It's very essential to exercise your lungs, exercise your breathing practices. If you are stuck in a traffic jam and if you are getting very irritated by someone honking behind you, or just from your life, if you are getting overwhelmed by the life, don't close your eyes for a long time, but try to focus on your breathing. It will calm you down. Inhale, exhale. The storm inside you will begin to calm down. Even if everything around you rumbles on, it's like being in a shadi ka band baja party. While that band baja will keep on going around you, the cacophony of city will keep on going around you, but you will be calmed down. The last part, the ripple effect of mindfulness. What does being mindfulness do to people around you? It helps in creating more meaningful connections because you are present there. You're not distracted by your phone or by something else. So then you listen to people more if you are in the moment. If you listen to them more, you would be able to understand people around you better. One is definitely better listening skills. Sometimes I find myself aching to listen to respond back and not listen to understand and consume and process content. That's a bad practice. One should actually be mentally aware that to not be in a hurry to respond back to a comment or a suggestion or an input, but to take time and process. It's equally important for someone who gives that advice to not expect an immediate response or immediate action. The person giving you such input should also give you sufficient time to process that and take an action or take a decision. That helps in creating very meaningful relationship. It shows that this person in front of you respects you, your privacy, your decision making, your time, and is not trying to hurry you into doing something. Secondly, it also makes you calm and helps you practice mindfulness. As a call to action, I would say try a mindfulness exercise, maybe mindful breathing. Sit around for a minute and be cognizant of what all that you have done, what all that you have achieved. You may feel that you haven't achieved much or your aspirations must be very big. Most of my listeners have great achievements of becoming something very big in their lives and achieve a lot of success in a very short amount of time. Best of luck to all of you. Please feel free to chase your dreams. One should chase their dreams, but it's also essential to take a stock on your own mental well-being. So be mindful, practice mindfulness. If you like this podcast, maybe subscribe to us. We'll try to put some more mindfulness content. Till then, take care. Peace out.